Chapter 16, Alexa Brenner. While putting my dirty dishes away, I realized darkness has fallen while we were eating dinner. I turn around after I feel a tug on my shirt. Raylene stands behind me with a pout on her face. I'm bored, and Crystal just wants to sleep. Her tone matches the exaggerated, bored look on her face. Amused with her antics, I humor her dramatics. Crystal is just a baby, so she needs to sleep a lot. I guess if you're bored, we should do something about it. So, what would you like to do? Keep in mind, it has to be inside this house. I don't know, she whines to me. Sandra comes into the kitchen. Sandra, are there any board games in the house? She pauses and looks up to her right. I don't think so. Not that I remember seeing anyway. How about you play hide and seek? You're still young enough for that, right? She directs the last questions to Raylene by looking at her. Her little face lights up. Yes, do you want to be it first? As much as I would love to, I'm afraid it'll just have to be you and Alexa playing. Ram and I have to go out. We've got work to do. Sandra pretends to pout. I close my eyes and put my hands over them, starting to count out loud. 1, 2, 3. You better start hiding or I'm going to find you and then you'll be it. A small playful shriek comes from in front of me and it could only belong to one person. Footsteps start running out of the room. 4, 5. I uncover my eyes because I know by now she shouldn't be able to see me. Looking around briefly, I see Sandra and Ram had escaped as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ready or not, here I come. Not in a hurry to find her, I walk leisurely through the living room. I look through the room thoroughly, looking behind couches, curtains, and the TV stand. She isn't in this room. I only heard one set of footsteps up the stairs. With Sandra's disappearance, it could have possibly been her. So taking that chance, I decide to explore the main level a little more. There's a hall between the stairs and the kitchen. I walk down there. There are 3 doors in the hall. I open the first one and am greeted with darkness. I flick the light switch on the left and see another stairway in front of me. It goes straight down to a wooden platform connected to 2 other stairs that go to the right and left. Quickly deciding she wouldn't go down there, I turn off the light and shut the door. The next room down the line is a bathroom. It takes a quick look behind the curtain and the door to realize she isn't in there either. Next, I check the bedroom. It is the master bedroom in the house. I'm surprised that it isn't the room Sandra would have chosen. It's about twice the size of her room. Tossing away the fleeting thought, I get back to the task at hand. Once I clear the room, I leave it. Looking to my left, out the room, I see a front door. Remembering there is another room near the door, I go towards it. Turning the corner, I find a small laundry and freezer room. There are absolutely no hiding spaces that aren't right in the open. Looking over it quickly, just in case, I determine she isn't there. As far as I know, that is all there is to this level in the house. That leaves the upstairs or the basement. Figuring that I should rule out the basement, I go upstairs. Checking over the living room quickly, I make sure she hasn't changed her hiding spot while I was in the other rooms. I haven't caught her moving yet, but in the past I have caught her in spots I had already checked before. I go upstairs, being careful to quicken my steps as I go. Quieten the steps as I go. The urge to surprise her bubbles up in me suddenly. Checking the bathroom up here just as quickly as the one downstairs, I come up with the same verdict. I look behind the couch and under the desk up here. Still no sign of Raylene. The only 2 rooms left are Sandra's and the guest room. I check through Sandra's room quickly, feeling awkward that I am in her room without her or her permission. Figuring that I should be in the guest room, I go in there. Figuring that she should be in the guest room, I go in there and shut the door. A musty smell fills the room, as though this room is never open. For a moment, I think about opening the window. Forgoing the action to the thought, I start searching the room. I check out every nook and cranny of the main part of this room, before I go in the closet. Moving some clothes aside to get a better look, I determine that she couldn't be hiding in there. I turn around. Then, remembering that I should close the closet, I turn again. The little girl I was looking for is standing right there. I jump from surprise. Grabbing her, I take her over to the bed and throw her onto it. She laughs as I jump onto the bed beside her. Her giggles turn into shrieks and laughter, and cries tell me to stop tickling her. Crystal jumps up on the bed and squawks at me to stop my assault on Raylene. So short of a time, and the griffin is already protective of the little girl. I release the child when Crystal looks like she's about to pounce on me. Raylene backs away from me. I scared you good, didn't I? Crystal bounds over to Raylene. She forces Raylene to pet her by rubbing her head into Raylene's hand, not stopping even after Raylene starts petting by herself. I playfully glare at the little girl. Just surprise me, that's all. She points her finger at me. Alexa, you're not supposed to lie. Thrusting my hands up to my shoulders in defense, I tell her, I'm sorry, yes, you did scare me, so how about another round? She grins from ear to ear. Okay, you're it. Raylene jumps off the bed and tries to get away. Crystal follows after her. As she opens the door, I shout after her, Hey, it's your turn to be it. The redhead holds onto the handle on the other side. Nope, you didn't find me last time. I found you, so you're it. She shuts the door before I can argue. I sit for a moment waiting for what should be a good moment to pass before I look for her. Shutting the door, I can only guess where she had gone this time. Not that has helped me so much in the past. Going into Sandra's room again, I check the same spots again, leaving the room in record time. I look into the bathroom, checking to see if it was left the same way I had left it. It is, so I move on. Going down the stairs, I check the living room. I notice a light coming from the basement. Thinking, gotcha, I grab the doorknob and open the door. The stairs creak as I walk down them. Noticing the backs of the stairs aren't there, I get a childish chill creeping up my spine. The feeling that someone is going to reach out and grab my ankle makes me speed up my descent and jump the last couple of stairs up to the platform. Quickly, I turn to look at the space behind the stairs. A relief slows my rapid heartbeat as I see nothing and no one there. I look around. From my position, most of the basement is visible to me, save for the contents of the room behind the doors on the opposite sides of the room. It's a pretty average basement for one that is mostly used for storage purposes. Cold concrete surrounds me from floor to ceiling. The entire wall behind the stairs is filled with boxes, totes, and randomly placed items. There's a Christmas tree in the corner. All of its decorations and lights have been left on it. On the other side, there is a small attempt at making the space livable. A singular couch sits in front of an old-fashioned fireplace. Walking over there, I see if she's lying down on it, but no such luck. My heart stops at the sound of quick little footsteps behind me. I can't tell where they came from exactly, but when I turn around, what I do see startles my heart again. Taxidermy animals, both full-bodied and just the head, sit against the side of the stairs. Moving on to the storage area, I can't help but feel eyes on me. The hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. Something in the back of my mind tells me that I should just leave the basement and call that I give up, but I ignore it. Looking through the storage items, I make sure she isn't hidden somewhere in or behind things. The footsteps make me turn again. This time they sounded and felt closer. Before I can even realize it, my legs have already started moving. I run like my life depends on it. Half tripping up the stairs, I can't get out of the basement fast enough. Closing the door behind me, I lean against it. My cheeks inflame to realize how much I let my childish fears get a hold of me and control me, especially when I try to think of rational reasons for the noise. A mouse could have made them, or even residual noises from someone walking upstairs. Deciding the latter is going to be my choice. I push myself off the door. I hear the noises again, but this time they come from upstairs. I bolt upstairs, hoping to catch her while she's moving. She might have gone back to her last hiding place, thinking I wouldn't check there again. So I go into that room and close the door like last time. The window is open, unlike last time. She must have opened it because of the smell. I smile from feeling like I'm on the right track. I open up the closet, looking more thoroughly this time, and determine that there's no way she could be in there this time. I close the door. Coldness slaps down on my mouth. A feminine body envelops me and holds me still. Struggling doesn't work as her body keeps me in a vice grip. Shut up and stay quiet and I'll let you go. I hadn't realized I had been screaming until she said something about it. The second thing I realize is that I know the voice speaking to me. I stop. Trying to nod doesn't work because of the hand over my mouth, but she lets me go anyway. I turn around. Kelly? She doesn't let me say anything after calling her name. Shh, we have to go. We've already got Raylene and the rat, so let's go. She's surprised me. What do you mean? I'm not going anywhere. Where's Raylene? Kelly backs up from her shock. What the hell? She looks shocked and confused. Are you kidding me? With the way he treats you and how terrified Raylene is of him? I know what he made you do to Miles. Isn't something you would ever do on your own, and he hits you. No one should go through anything like that. He's abusing you. Why? I lash out immediately. Darius isn't abusive. He just gets angry, and sometimes the cast-off gets turned in my direction. But it's okay. He immediately apologizes, and he means it. He treats me like a princess the rest of the time. She raises her eyebrow at me. Wow, I'm not letting you get Raylene back as long as you're with him. It's not safe for her, and it's not safe for you. Look, you have two options. You can come with me willingly, or you can stay here without Raylene. I'm staying here, and you're bringing Raylene back, I counter. How can you so calmly stand there and say you're fine with everything he does, all the destruction and deaths? Kelly shakes her head at me and then looks away. It had to happen so the world could change. There are casualties of war. There's always casualties of war, I tried to argue. What is she talking about? What did Darius do? But there didn't have to be a war. She waits a moment. How do you rationalize the humans in blood farms? The what? You don't know? Darius ordered any human left walking the streets to be put in farms so they can extract blood and feed off of them whenever they want. Look, I don't have time to argue with you. Are you coming or not? I weigh my options. If I don't like what I see, I can always come back. I'll go, on the condition that you'll let me come back here when I want to. Deal, now let's go. She smiles at me to reassure me. I know the distance from this floor of the building. One misstep ending in a fall would result in at least one broken bone, if not death at the worst. And just how are we supposed to get out of here? Piggyback, of course. Now hop on. Kelly turns around, ready for me to jump on. I put my hands on her shoulders, not really wanting to jump without a warning to her. I put my hands on her shoulders, not wanting to just jump right on without a warning to her. Ready? Yep. At her mark, I jump up. Situating myself on her back feels as though I'm trying to hold on to a slightly padded statue. As soon as I stop moving, she takes off in a jolt. I dig my fingers into her shoulders instinctively to be sure that I don't fall. It comes in handy to help keep myself up when we hit the ground. Already, I don't know how long I can do this. Her grip on my legs hurts and will no doubt make them fall asleep soon. As I open my eyes, I see trees racing around me. My stomach is slowly returning from my throat. Kelly speeds us through the forest. She's fast, but not as fast as I would imagine a vampire could go. More like a super fast human runner. She doesn't stop when we break through the tree line. Her speed increases from the lack of resistance and obstacles. I wonder how fast she could go without carrying me. She follows the road. There are no vehicles anywhere, no sign of any life anywhere. Off in the distance, I can see dark clouds above where the city should be. Orange and yellow highlights lick the bottom edges. Stopping abruptly feels like slamming into a concrete wall. My breath is exhaled out of my throat as it closes and refuses to open. Hands go out from under my legs, leaving me no support. Falling to the ground on my hands and knees opens my throat back up. The first breath is drawn in so quickly I choke on the spit that gets sucked in with it. My throat burns with each cough. Getting under control, I stand up and face Kelly. My cheeks are inflamed from the embarrassment of the situation. She doesn't seem to care much because she just turns around and starts walking towards a motorcycle. She gets on and turns on the engine. I get the idea and climb on the back. She puts on the only helmet. Wrapping my arms around her, I can only hope to live through the ride. She takes off slowly but quickly gains speed. The closer we get to the city, the more destruction there is. I start to see life when we race onto the road headed into the city. Kelly slows when people run screaming from the hospital. Moments later, a couple of green, child-sized, human-like creatures emerge and leap on top of one of the people running. Chilling screams die as pointed teeth tear out chunks of the neck. One of them looks up at Callie and me. The meat is still in its mouth. "What is that?" I yell. My stomach rises to my throat, but this time it's different. It comes with a vile taste in my mouth. She stops the motorcycle and twists. Kelly opens the visor to talk to me. "A goblin. They're loyal to Darius and are doing his bidding. He told them to kill, so they're killing." She doesn't miss a beat and takes off at a faster speed once again. Images flow past me. I have to concentrate to see anything. They look like fleeting photographs of a disaster area of a movie. Monsters are everywhere, eating, chasing, and ripping people apart. Any people that are still in the streets are looting from stores and houses, killing each other, or running away. My heart stops with one particular image as my brain tells me it was him, Darius, with his back turned to us and his head down, a twitching arm held out to the side from the hold he has on a person. Seeing enough horror movies added to the knowledge that he's a vampire tells me exactly what he's doing to this person. Wanting to hold on to the picture, I so badly want to prove that it wasn't Darius. I try to look further back. I get no more than that one glance, but it told me a lot. Looking ahead, I try to figure out where we're going. Something wet and cold slides down my cheeks. I grip harder. Going faster than we had gone before, nothing is clearly visible anymore through my tears. We go fast, probably over the speed limits. Despite Kelly blocking much of it, the wind takes a toll on my face and arms. The chill makes me shiver, and I have to wonder how long I'll be able to hold on after the prickling sensation in my hands goes numb. Gray and orange give way to green and darkness. Eerie quiet has replaced screams and sounds of destruction. Kelly slows down quickly, but still controllably. She stops finally at the entrance of the doors of the building. Getting off the bike, I rub my arms to try to soothe the bite. My arms are red even through the darkness. I've only been here twice before, but the building is recognizable as the international airport. She pushes through the doors first, then holds it briefly for me to get through. The normal, bustling halls with people are now empty. I follow Kelly because she knows where she's going. I don't recognize my way at all. It doesn't help that it only has backup lights turned on. We finally enter through some doors into a room with a light in it. "Alexa!" My name is shouted by a familiar voice. Kneeling on one knee, I catch the little girl. I stand up while hugging her close to me, much like I had the day before. This time, I have no intention to release her anytime soon. Crystal rubs up against my leg. I can feel her purring through the jean material. Our tender moment is frozen when I notice one of the other people in the room. Miles stands from his seat when our eyes catch. He tries to reassure me with a small smile, but it does nothing to the pure nauseating feeling I get from seeing him after what I did. He walks closer to us. At first, he stands a respectable distance away, but soon that doesn't work for him. The ginger male comes closer and reaches his hand up to rest on my shoulder. His thumb sweeps across the skin on my neck. Miles' actions take away the horrible feelings waging inside of me and leaves a peaceful feeling in its place. Elves have a nature-based power, drawing energy and giving it back to the earth and all the inhabitants, plant-based, animal, human, and many supernaturals. Through this energy, we can do many things like healing. That's how I was able to heal my injuries so fast and the hurt you felt, the reason of which has been forgiven, and I don't want to hear any more of it. Now, Miss Raylene, now that Alexa is here, will you go to bed? The little girl in my arms looks to me, searching for an answer. I, in turn, look at Miles. She's been yawning the whole time she's been here and has almost fallen asleep sitting up multiple times while waiting for you. Well, then I guess you should be getting to bed now. I switch up my commentary from Raylene to Miles. Where would be a good place for her to go? Kelly answers for him. I can show you, it's not far. Nodding my agreement, I follow her lead. Miles says it's good night, and Raylene and I wave back to him. Kelly leads us out of the room and into an adjoining one. This room looks like it was a staff common area. A fridge, counters, cabinets, table, and chairs make out the main components of the room. Up against the one wall are two worn leather love seats. Letting Raylene down, I put her on the couch. She lays herself down and curls up facing the back of the couch. Crystal jumps up and lies in the crease her legs make. I don't say anything to her. Her ease in falling asleep tells of either her comfort level or her exhaustion. The room we're in is relatively warm compared to how cold the November air is outside. As all the excitement of the day slowly goes away, I realize my skin still prickles from the temperature of the room. Kelly comes around from behind me with a blanket. It's gray and scratchy. She opens it up, and I help her cover Raylene in it, making sure she is covered enough before I kiss her temple. Kelly and I leave the candlelit room and back into the last one. The room had been filled since we were gone. Not wanting to disturb the conversation, I reduce the amount of noise I make by manually easing the door shut. Looking to Kelly, I try to catch an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing, whether to stand here and listen or to leave. Kelly flicks her wrist twice and points to the door on the other side of the room. She starts walking in that direction and I follow. The whole room freezes. When I look around, I find all the eyes are fixated on me. An awkward feeling passes through me. I continue to walk, trying to ignore them. Walking past some of the creatures, I receive glares, snarls, and growls. A stunning lady in baby blue, skin-tight, one-shoulder dress draws herself from the crowd. Blue-black hair is pulled into a bun. I look slightly down at her to catch her eyes. Her eyes are as black as the deepest depths of this ocean. How can you show your face here? Ariella, Kelly reprimands her. No, she's behind enemy lines while half of the world dies. The sight of her disgusts me, sleeping with a vampire in charge of the destruction of this area, and she's fine with it? She sneers at me. Let's not forget that your sister is also on the enemy's side, Kelly counters. Ariella's eyes lighten to deep blue. I remember the woman from Sandra's memory, and I can see the familiar resemblance. I can see the familial resemblance between the two. That's purely her choice. Alea has always been a self-centered bitch concerned only with winning and how she can be the most popular. It's all about Alea. Please, we all act on our own, and we all have our own minds. She made her choice, she's making her own mess, and she will clean it up. Alea is a little misguided. She'll turn around and come back to us. She always does. She just needs to get down and dirty before she calls... She just needs to get down and dirty before she comes crawling back to where she belongs. A tall woman puts her hand on my shoulder. Flecks of green accent her dirt brown eyes. Warmth flows from her eyes to her smile. Now, I believe you're on your way somewhere. A gentle push on my shoulder sets my body in motion, but one last comment makes me pause for a moment. And Alexa, don't be like my sister and need to learn things the hard way. You're smarter than that. Listen to the people around you. Her motherly tone scolds me, then she waves me off. Following my original path to the door, I can't shake the eyes on me. Kelly opens the door for herself and holds it open for a moment. I slink through. Well, that was awkward. I wonder what they would do if they knew you were planning on going back to him. Actually, that might be fun to see, Kelly muses to herself. I don't answer her or say anything, though my heart wants to protest. I bring up my middle finger to bite the nail. Rounding the corner, I stop while Kelly keeps going. Hundreds of people lay on the floor. Blood seeps from everywhere. Makeshift bandages are stained red with blood. My lungs fill deeply with an intake of air. Letting it out, I try to lessen the pain that has returned there. Jogging, I catch up to Kelly to stay in step behind her. We walk in between the bodies. My eyes jump from face to face and wound to wound. This is our hospital, though it's turning into more of a morgue. Most of them will be dead by morning, thanks to your boyfriend and his fun. Kelly practically wrenches a knife in my heart as she goes on about the terror Darius is in charge of. I want to scream at her to stop. I get it now. One of the faces I recognize. Stopping mid-step, I try to examine the person more carefully. The lady in the barn from earlier today lays battered on a sheet. Her only ailment seems to be small scratches on her face and shoulders. What happened to her? Asked one of the people attending the wounded. The male elf, by my assumption through his similar looks to Miles, comes over. He puts his hand on her cheek. Not even a moment after he does, her body springs up and she lands directly in front of me. I step back from her sudden proximity. Traitor, what's Darius going to do once he finds out? Jowls form from her mouth. Her teeth sharpen and her fur grows in an instant. Backing up from the changing body, I trip over the legs from another on the ground, breaking eye contact for only a moment. In the next, a deep feline growl is aimed at my direction before she takes off like a cheetah. The able-bodied people in the room charge after her. She dodges everyone until all are out of sight. The chase continues further beyond my hearing range. A quick check around me confirms I'm the only upright person in the room. My mind is torn in two. Either I can stay here until someone returns, or I can go try to find someone in the conference room. My choice is made for me when I feel the same awful presence from the football game. My searching eyes locate him quickly, lurking in the shadows. I swallow the growing lump in my throat. Trying to sound as confident as I can, I confirm who he is. Seth, right? Stepping out of the darkness, I catch the end of his nod. Leave the child here, they will protect her. You'll come with me, and I will explain to Darius of your kidnapping. If you choose to stay, I will kill you. Maybe I should just kill you anyway. You've made Darius soft. Might be to my advantage to rid him of you. Shale comes into the room. He looks me over before changing his focus and nodding to Seth. But that can come later. Shale? Seth turns directions to disappear around the corner in a blur. Shale is beside me in the same motion. Don't be anywhere alone with him. It's not safe. He whispers the warning to me in a volume I can just barely hear. Maybe he didn't even say it at all. Shale guides us out of the building. Really, it's safer here. The ride begins again. This time we drive back in a car. I keep my eyes closed for the duration. In the darkness, I can pretend for a moment that the horrendous acts are not taking place all around me. The trip back is a lot shorter. Whether Shale traveled a different route or he drove faster than Kelly, I can't tell. Possibly it could just be my imagination that it took shorter too. Maybe we didn't go back through the city. Maybe it's because I'm not freezing my arms off. Immediately after we arrive, I'm ushered into the house. The feeling of the house has changed. After the quick trip to the world outside, everything has changed. Shale shuts the door behind us. Sandra comes to meet us from the kitchen. You're back. I'll take her from here. She's had quite the day, I'm sure. We'll let her get some rest before Darius changes her. She's going to need her strength for it. Something about the tone in her voice is different. She takes me by the shoulder and rushes me away from Shale. Sandra doesn't give him a chance to protest or reprove. Why don't you head to the barn and help them take care of things there? Sandra takes my hand. I am directed through the kitchen and upstairs. Sandra practically shoves me into her bedroom. Stay in here. The window is bolted so you can't get out and no one can get in. It's safe for now, at least. She sits down in her chair. So? My mind draws a blank as it's busy looking for signs that she might snap again. So what? Of course my scars feel like this is the right time to itch. It takes both hands, one on each thigh, to soothe the itch, though only slightly. What happened? Sandra asks. She just got back. Give her a moment before you grill her. Darius walks into the room, arms wrapped tightly around me from behind. I can't help my heartbeat from racing as flashes of Darius killing the person in almost this position runs through my mind. His hold immediately loosens and pulls back to grip my shoulders. The world spins as I do, stopping when I face him. His hands focus my face directly onto his. Darius's gaze drills into mine. When my eyes burn slightly, I realize I haven't blinked. When I try to, I can't. My body is frozen in fear. What side are you on, mine or theirs? Compelled to tell him something, I try to tell him I'm on his side, opening my mouth to say his, but it doesn't come out that way. I don't know. Then you're on their side. Sandra turns to Darius. I knew this would happen. The moment they took her, they filled her mind with lies. Who knows, maybe they altered her thoughts or memories. You don't need her anymore. She's a liability. Sandra walks up and puts her hand on his shoulder. Her alternate tone has returned and is more venomous than before. I'll be a much more suitable queen than she ever could be, and you don't even have to change me. We could put her in the farm. She'll be some use then. She laughs deep from the back of her throat. Or we could just feed her to the hobgoblins. They'll skin you, open you up, dig through to your bones, and eat you while you're still alive. And once they're done with you, we'll give you whatever's left over to the dragons, if there's anything left. Terrified, flight instincts kick in. Trying to break loose and run away, I struggle in Darius's grip on my head. He shakes his head at me. Cold hands release themselves and my legs move into action. Sprinting out of the room, I distinctly hear laughter coming from. I half jump, half run down the stairs. Rounding the corner, I run into a chest. The air is knocked from my lungs by force. Darius grabs hold of me and drags me towards the basement, adrenaline pumping through me, but it doesn't no good right now. Any kicks and hits I land only serve to hurt me more than him. Grabbing onto furniture only moves it, and holding onto the corner of the wall only hurts my hands. He has no problem opening the door with me in one arm. I'm terribly sorry it had to end like this. I wish it could have been different. I wish it could have been better between us, but we're just two different people from two different worlds. But don't worry, it's me, not you. He laughs at his joke. No, it really was you. Goodbye, have fun. Just as he finishes his last two words, he pries my grip off the door's crown molding and tosses me like a doll down the stairs. I reach out, trying to grab onto something, anything. My heart seems to stop as the wall gets closer. My left forearm catches onto a wooden brace for the ground level floor. My direction and speed change, slowing me down and bringing my upper body to a slight turn, enough so that when I crash into the concrete wall, the back of my right shoulder connects first. Sharp pain, cracking, another hit, and another, and another. Cold floor rubs down my cheek before I finally come to a halt. I shut my eyes tight in the ordeal. Not that it matters when I open them, nothing is visible. Blood goes to my head. Pain drowns my hearing. Every breath burns down my throat. Moving causes all the more pain, but my brain tells me I need to move. My hands are first. My left forearm sears. Dragging my legs off the stairs, they seem to have nothing more than prospective bruises. I don't think I have any breaks, though I would bet my left arm is broken. Once on level ground, I start to pull myself together and slowly stand up, using the wall to help me up. The burning in my throat increases when I choke on saliva. Wet coughing strips my throat and tears run down my cheeks. The resulting headache tops everything off. Fucking hell, I try to attain my bearings once more. Mapping out the room in my mind, I fell down the same side I walked down. My hands go out in front of me, searching for the couch. Each step further into the darkness takes a piece of hope away until my hands grasp fabric. The moment of elation is dampened by a noise, rustling on the far side of the room, then tiny footsteps. Mice, I hope. Hobgoblins, echoes in my thoughts. Running my hand along the back of the couch to the other side, my hand runs into something sharp. It's gone in an instant. Hesitating at first, I release my security to venture out, this time in search of a wall. Beyond that should be door number 1. Small laughter creeps behind me to the left. On the right, I hear breathing mid-height coming from the couch. Rushing as fast as I can, I find the wall. Going left, I search for the wooden texture. Only a couple meters away, I find that too. Noise comes closer. Something made of glass crashes to the floor. A piece of it bounces off my heel. My hands desperately grasp for the doorknob. The first couple of tries, I miss it completely. My left hand's fingers find the other side of the door, running my pinkies down the edges with my other fingers fully sprawled. My right thumb hits the metal doorknob. Wrapping my hand around it, I turn. Something small hits my pant leg and holds on. My hand releases the doorknob in surprise. Tiny claws prick their way up my back. Fresh meat is roughly whispered in my ear. Kill her. Reaching my hand around my back, I feel a hand touch skin. Clenching the creature, I rip it off my back and throw it across the room. Another one steps onto my foot, and teeth dig into my shin. Shaking my leg, I try to get the creature off. Successfully, I shake it off, but it feels like a chunk of my leg was taken with it. Turning back, I find the doorknob more quickly this time. I waste no more time and open the door. An automatic light comes on just outside. In the excitement of the chance of freedom in my grasp, I trip over something and scrape my hands in the landing. The small creature leaps onto my leg. I turn over to get it off, but it shrieks and leaps off me. Red eyes retreat into the darkness. 3 pairs of eyes watch me. They seem to be waiting for something. Not wanting to figure out what that is, I quickly get up. Looking at my surroundings, I see grass and trees to my right. Heading that way, I figure out exactly where I am. Around the corner of the house, I can see the shed in the moonlight. The opening to the path of the woods is somewhere along the tree line. It doesn't take long to find it. The woods are dark, but the light of the full moon seeps through the foliage. My crunching footsteps are the only noise I can hear. I listen intently for anything that might alert me before another creature finds me. Hiking through the trees, I can't tell what time it is or how far I have to go. Slowly, my heart and mind calm down. Every step I take, I can feel twinges of pain all over my body. I slow down to examine the wounds I can see. Scratches, welts, and bruises seem to be everywhere. My left forearm has swollen immensely, though no bones are sticking out, so that's a good sign. Blood drips from each open sore. What happened? You look horrible. My heart races as I jump a foot off the ground. His voice sounds familiar to me, yet he shouldn't be here. Stopping when he comes into view, Miles, I whisper. A pit develops in my stomach, rises up in my throat. My head gets light and fuzzy, weights pull down my eyelids.